And well, we are joined by Mahantesh Sabarad, who's an independent market expert, to tell us what's penciled in on the markets going forward. Well, hi, welcome Mahantesh. Welcome to ET Now Rush Hour. Mahantesh, new life highs yet again for Nifty. We are weeks ahead of the elections and Nifty is creating new highs. What is this rally all about?
Good evening, Ankita. I think this rally is all about corporate earnings, recovery post the COVID, and a strong momentum ahead for a lot of corporates simply because you have inherent capex that is now out there, which will start putting out output for most of the corporates, and in general a very strong and healthy banking sector.
Right. But do you see these moves sustaining going forward? Is this move likely to sustain momentum?
Generally speaking, yes, the momentum is strong and good because of the reasons that I enumerated. But the only concern remains related to certain pockets of overvaluation, particularly in the exuberance that we are seeing on certain PSU stocks. If you exclude the banking names, then generally speaking, most of the PSU stocks have been rallying far too ahead of what would be typically a valuation comfort, and we also have a situation where we are going to head into a year with a high base when it comes to growth rate. So we will have the growth rate getting capped as we move further years down the line. While the valuation comfort does exist for some of the other companies, particularly such ones as we have seen in the space of IT, or let's say in the space of pharma, such valuation comfort doesn't exist for non-banking PSUs right now.
Speaking of expensive valuations, Mantesh, a lot has been said about the Indian markets being expensive. However, markets are constantly defying those critics. Is it time that we maintain a cautious stance on the markets?
Yeah, I think one should be a little cautious, like I did talk about in terms of overvaluation zones, but one need not be cautious when you're doing value investing, when you're doing chasing growth, where corporates, underlying corporates are actually doing wonderfully well. So there are growth sectors within India, and there are sectors which are not so particularly attuned to growth. And let's not forget, there is a global phenomena per se in terms of stocks rallying. Even the US markets are rallying, right? It's not that India alone is rallying, but yes, India is also one of the best performing markets, or among the top performing markets right now, simply because the growth momentum is strong. I think the biggest reason for this growth momentum ahead has to do with and attributable to the strong banking sector. The banking sector is low on NPAs. The banking sector is high on now deposit growth, which was an earlier concern. And we also have a situation where the banking sector is well capitalized.
Right, Mantesh, thank you so much for joining us. We will have to let you go on that note, but thank you for joining us today.